Well, hey everybody! In the last video, we went through and we upgraded Brand. We actually ascended Brand, which was really nice. We ascended him twice to activate his trait, giving him a much bigger shield than he currently had. And today we're going to do a little bit of testing. So welcome everybody. If you don't know me, my name is BearCozy. I strive to make not only entertaining, but also educational content. And I like to make progress videos because for me, the account progress, that's where the fun is. Today, what I want to do, since we upgraded him, what I want to do is take a look at his stats, and then I want to take him into Hard Void Tower. Right now, his stats are, his health is over 24k, it's almost 25k, not quite. He's a little bit fast. He's a little bit fast, and he has enough focus to apply the taunts, which is really, really nice. If we go ahead and look at his gear, one thing I want to do, right now, he's in a Revival set and a Raider set. One thing I do want to do is get him out of these speed boots and into some health boots, and that'll help to push his HP over 25k. That's going to be amazing, providing us some really big shields. Right now, he's in speed boots because I want him going first before the buffs to put on the buffs on everybody for my damage dealers. So let's go ahead and jump into Hard Void Tower. We're going to jump in and see what happens. Right now, I'm currently on floor 4 because I haven't been playing very much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this team for now. I'm going to use Brand, Antanua. Let's put them in the right order. I'm going to use Brand, Nathalia, Antanua, and then Zatlux. And then what I'm going to do is if we get to a sticky point, what I'm going to probably do is either put in Geronal instead of Antanua. We can do that. Her gear is subpar right now. Opal's really, really good. However, I try not to have 2 water heroes. Or what we can do is we can put Lunar Melon. She works really, really good. Right now, I want to stay with Bulin. Actually works okay as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up all of their stats going into this before this. Usually during editing, if I don't forget, I try to put their stats up during editing. Sometimes I'm pressed for time and I just completely forget. But we upgraded Zatlux quite a bit. One thing I forgot to show is we actually upgraded Zatlux quite a bit. He's at 318% crit damage, which is absolutely phenomenal. That is pretty good. And I actually didn't realize it started on auto, but I guess on auto it's going to be okay. Maybe the targeting is not going to be great, but we're going to see what we can do. Let me take it off of auto. I want to make sure we don't die here. If we start dying, I'm going to bring in Lunar Mel, who apparently I call Antanua a lot in my videos, and I don't notice it until I start editing. So let's go ahead and give us a heal. Probably not the best with Zatlux, but wow, that did absolutely nothing. That is very, very interesting. I'm not sure why that happens, but what the heck is going on there? All right, hang on a second. Let's look at their buffs because that should have done some damage, and to do nothing. For the duration of effect, any damage or healing is taken at the time of the tallying. That is what's going on. They got Refuge on, and I didn't even notice it because the first few floors didn't have Refuge. So I guess that means at the end of the turn. That's kind of unfortunate. This guy strips all the buffs. That's not good. Let's see if we can taunt him. Not a great start. Probably should have used Lunar Mel, but it's going okay. I had no issues going through the first few floors. Of course, the first few floors are fairly easy, but this is hard content, so it does scale really, really quickly with difficulty, right? So right now, we don't have any buffs. This is most likely over because we lost Zatlux. We're going to lose Nathalia. She already took her turn. Put in Lunar Mel because this run is clearly over. Now, one thing that I'm struggling with is Edicris strips all the buffs and Nathalia needs as many buffs as she can get. 4 is good. Anything over 4 is great. All right, going into it one more time. Right now, it is the end of the month. It's closer to the end of the month, and I am behind because I have taken a bunch of time off, but I didn't get as much chance to play. I was away for a little while. Needed some R&R. So I'm a little bit behind, but as soon as the month resets, we're going to get right back into it. We're going to fully auto regular Void Tower. I have a full auto team on that. Just made a full auto team video on regular Void Tower, 100% all the way through, which is nice. I can set it for half an hour or 45 minutes and then just walk away, which is really good. It'll clear itself. And then as soon as that's done, we're going to jump right into Hard Void Tower, and we're going to pick it up here, see how far we can go. Now, one thing I want to do is I want to stun Edicris. I don't like him. Of course, he's immune. Why wouldn't he be immune? Let's see if we can taunt him. He's probably immune to that as well. So this is not ideal. I'm not used to struggling on floor 4. However, with the shields and Edicris stripping all the buffs and none of the taunts landing, Maybe what I should have done is I actually oh god, what I should have done. I just realized the mistake that I made, so I actually stunned Edicris instead of trying to taunt everybody, which is unfortunate. I should have just AoE'd, and while I was talking, I was thinking about something else, and I did not AoE taunt Edicris, which is bad. If we survive, I guess we're going to have to AoE taunt everybody next turn. So we actually did... Oh, it's on cooldown now. Okay, so that is on cooldown. Edicris, the stun actually lands on Edicris, which is good. We get lots of shields coming out from Brand, keeping us alive. Let's go ahead and use the Gaia's Renewal since he has the most HP. He is the best person to use the heal with, which is awesome. And I guess let's just keep going. We're going to keep plugging along. This guy, Cho'Gall over here from World of Warcraft, he's going to take like 6 turns. So that's not ideal. But if Satellite doesn't die, we're going to be fine. Let's see what happens there. Nathalia, okay, Nathalia got some buffs. See if we can do a little bit of damage. No, yeah, Zatlex is dead again. Wow, this is turning out to be a very tough wave. I'm honestly not sure why. I usually don't struggle this much, but sometimes you come across a combination that's just like, what is happening? It looks like it's impossible to beat, but I think we should be able to do okay. As long as we control everybody with the tauntage, as long as we lock their skills up, we're going to do okay. We're going to see if we can climb a few floors, depending on how long this takes. This is actually interesting. I'm making this video before work, and then I've been working different hours, and it's taking some time. Let's go ahead and do the defense down. They are both taunted, so I'm going to save the stun there. Okay, so Cho'Gall's dead. I don't remember his name. Mugnar, I think. I call him Cho'Gall because that's what he looks like from World of Warcraft. And what I'm going to do is finish Edicris. Wow, this has been a struggle bus, guys. I'll be real. This is a struggle bus, but we got through it. One thing that really helped is Brand's shields. Brand is ascended, which is awesome. I got both of those legendary arcanas from the bartender by doing arena, so he's ascended. I've held on to them for a long time. I wasn't sure who I wanted to work on, and I think Brand, and I actually made a video asking who you thought was the best out of all of my legendaries, and the community, the majority of the community voted Brand, and I would agree, Brand was my first choice. So he's working out really well. So the first thing that really helped is Brand's shields, right? And having high HP pull on him, which really helped a lot. And then Lunar Melt with the taunts, of course, with the AoE taunts and the stuns, that really helped as well. I feel like I probably can climb a little bit more, maybe floor 20, floor 30. And then what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to transition to a defense-heavy team. Maybe bring somebody else in, somebody that is very defense-based. Maybe bring Hackrin in and try a few different heroes out. This guy is actually not geared. Charles isn't geared, but Charles is going to be really good. I need to level him at some point and gear him. I haven't geared him yet. But here's what I'm going to do. One thing I wanted to know, if you look at the enemies here, if you see they are all tanky. You got Hacker and you got Brand, and then you got these two dwarves here. I forget their names, but the whole team is very, very tanky. So one thing I want to do is I want to leave Nathalia. I want to leave Luna Mel. If Nathalia does not work, what I want to do is actually I'm going to use either a Gangelo setup and Santis, or I'm going to end up using something very, very similar. That is a Tanky Team. So one thing we can probably do is maybe even put Nathalia in and see how that goes, because right now what might help the most is just applying poisons and building a sustained team with poisons. Alright, going into this, the first wave should be fairly easy. We're going to go through, I'm going to buff up here since there's 3 waves here. Three waves, I put 2 fingers up. Since there's 3 waves, I'm going to save the AoE for later. And then I'm going to AoE with Nathalia. Hopefully we can kill everybody if they don't deflect. She is weak to wood, but it looks okay. Gangelo killed him. So I know not everyone has Gangelo. You can use Santis or you can use Charles, and you can use Jonathan. That will work as well. Now, one thing I want to do is taunt this guy here. We can probably use the AoE here. I feel like Nathalia should be able to kill a few, at least. She is very strong against fire, so she got 3 of them, which is really, really good. And then I'm just going to use the basics here. This is not going to be on auto because you have to be very smart here. And this is only the first few floors. But I think what we're going to do is, since it's getting closer to the end of the month, I'm going to finish where I finished because I took a bunch of time off of the game. I got some R&R, and then as soon as it reset, I probably could have used the AoE. I'm talking, not thinking through. As soon as it resets at the beginning of the month, we're going to jump right back into where we left off, and I think that's going to be good. Okay, looking at the Tanky Team here, if you are struggling, here's my recommendation, and this is what's been really helping me in Endless Trial level 70 on the end bosses. It's a very similar setup, if not the same. We got Ricard in here. We got the guy in the back. I forget his name, but we got Ricard, we got Brand, and we got Hacker. The guy in the back I haven't really used, so I don't really remember his name. But what we're going to do is we're going to go defense down. We're going to buff up, right? That's going to make everybody tankier. And then we're just going to unload our AoEs. And we're going to kill them with poisons, and we're going to take it slowly. So if you are struggling, try either Gangelo and Santos or Santos and Jonathan. You can go Jonathan and Charles. Any one of those combinations, anybody that's tanky will work. Right now, my first priority is to kill / stun Brand. Brand will clear all the buffs, right? And then my second priority is going to be Ricard. He hits really hard. However, no damage was done to him, but Hackran's almost dead. He should be dead as soon as he takes his turn. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's not too bad. We're looking A-okay. Yep, Hackran's gone. No need to heal. Look at the shields. The shields are actually starting to get better, and it's very, very noticeable on Nathalia. So, who are we on? We're on Brand, so I think we can just kill the guy in the back, and then we're just going to continue. So, this is pretty much done, right? He's just dead. We can even auto this. Not really going to matter, but we can auto this. He's going to be very, very slow, but you know, what we can do is we can shut off Santos' skills to make sure that she just does her A1, because there's no need to do her special transfers buffs, or transfers poisons, excuse me, and there's really nobody to transfer the poisons to, so we just want to A1 with her. We just want to use her basic there, A1. I just got done playing Raid. In Raid, the skills are A1, A2, and A3, but we really want to use the basic with her, and that works out really well. So if you are struggling, that is a really good way to do it. Use a very tanky team. Poisons will help. Gangelo, of course, will help hugely, but if you don't have Gangelo, you can always use Santos and Jonathan or Charles or Lunar Mel or anybody else that taunts for that matter, or you can even do a Brand / Hackran setup and then just bring your best poisoner and your best DPS, and that should be okay. This one is actually a little bit interesting. Mephasia is going to have to die very, very quickly. Gangelo and Guhara, I'm not too worried about. The explosion team doesn't bother me too much. However, what I want to do is do I have anybody that hits really hard? Unfortunately, I don't. I have Coronal. Her gear is not the best, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to try it. We're going to bring Lunar Mel for this for sure, because I want to lock out all of her abilities. All right, we are on floor 6, so typically what I like to do is I like to look at the waves. Right now there's 2 waves, so I am not going to unload any ultimates except for Nathalia. I think I might even save my buffs. I'm not really sure. Removes 1 negative effect, defense up, attack up for 2 turns. That might be okay. Let's go ahead and buff up. Sometimes I try to save it depending on how the end bosses are. Nathalia's ultimate, of course, resets if she gets a kill, which she should. She's got decent gear. And right now, here we are. So I usually try to save everyone's ultimates for the end, especially if it's a tanky team with Mephasia. Luckily for us, this team is not too tanky. Mephasia's there to revive everybody. And then what's-his-face in the back is going to buff up everybody. And then Gangelo Gahar is just going to explode. So this is kind of an explosion team with a revive. So we're going to lock out all of their abilities with Lunar Mel. I really like her. She's much better than I gave her credit for originally. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do as much damage as I can to Mephasia. Hopefully, once she's dead, there is really no threat of anybody reviving. However, sometimes they are a lot tankier, and it's tough. It's tough for Nathalia because Nathalia is weak. It's tough for her to beat Mephasia teams, and I really need a really good red fire hero, right? Maybe somebody that's ascended, and I think that's probably going to be Evira. Garonal's got okay gear. We're going to unload with her. We're going to unload on Mephasia. Hopefully, she'll do some good damage. Her crit is not 100%, so sometimes there we go. Sometimes she misses her crit, and it looks like she did nothing, but she's actually pretty good. Last time I used her, she actually missed her crit by a little bit. I think she's at 89%. Her gear's not the best. I took Sierra's gear, but she is in an Avarice set, so that does help a lot. The Avarice set I actually got from the banker. If we look at the banker, you can actually shop for gear. I actually got a lot of it here. Some of it came from Endless Trial, and some of it came from the Clan Boss, and which has been really, really good. I actually just made really good progress on the banker, and I had a personal best of 1.6 mil, just shy of 1.6 mil. And we're going to talk about that most likely in the next couple of videos. I have been doing pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, this video is getting too long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it here. I am going to climb some more, and I'm going to make some more videos on these void towers. I like to go through these together, and I like to explain my thoughts and my process and talk about why I use the heroes that I use and what I'm thinking at the time. And knowing which heroes counter which heroes actually helps hugely, right? It's tough when you're starting in the beginning, because in the beginning you don't have very many heroes built and you don't have good gear, so you use the same team all the time. Now that my roster's been growing and I've gotten some better gear, I can actually start using some different heroes, and we're going to go from there. We're going to talk about all of that in the next video. That's going to do it for now. This video is getting a little bit longer. As always, thank you everybody for watching. Do me a huge favor, hit the subscribe and the like buttons down below. That will help me tremendously. Also, leave me a nice comment down below. I read all of your comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.